I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time, man. I'm a huge football fan. My family, my youngest son actually played for Stockbridge back in the 2000s. And, I spent a lot of time watching you guys under Coach Witt. You guys were absolutely amazing during those times. And once Coach Witt left, man, there was a down period. And then you came and you rejuvenated the program, man. So thank you, man. The community really needs that.
I knew a coach that got the job at Stockbridge, and so he hired me, and so I transitioned from the college level down to the high school level. And I've been at Stockbridge ever since. I love it. It's a great place to work at. A lot of great administrators, a lot of great teachers, and just a great school altogether. So I love being at Stockbridge. It's a great place for me.
What made you want to get into coaching?
I had a coach that influenced me that really made a great impact on me. I grew up in a rural area, and my house was probably about 12 miles from the school, and he made sure he came the opposite way to pick me up for practice and workouts and things. We had a great relationship. And I just know that the impact he had on me growing up and just, making better choices, better decisions, all the things he did for me, I just always wanted to be a coach and give back and try to influence the people the way he did.
Coach, man, I got a smile on my face because, those type of things happen to me as well.
Yes, sir.
From Little League all the way up through college. It's always a coach that has an impact on you. It kind of sets,
right,
the direction of your career. So, and you decided to do the same thing, man. Thank you for everything you do. You also coached under Coach Witt, and he was a mentor for you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Coach Witt was excellent to work for. I learned a lot from Coach Witt. I worked with him for 10 years, so a lot of things, the discipline and the organization that he runs within the program, I picked up and learned a lot from him.
Coach, those were truly the golden years, man. I mean, you guys had this entire community excited. Then Coach Witt left, and you didn't get the job, and you were like one of the best coaches on the staff.
I took over as the school's athletic director. So when I didn't get the job, I did stay and coach and be Coach Boyd's offensive coordinator for one season.
I spent quite a bit of time looking at film, man. You got some serious dogs coming back this year, man. You got some serious dogs, man.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We returned most of our guys. I think it's about 7 on defense, and then on offense, we got about 9 returners.
Your offense is going to be fire this year. You have an outstanding quarterback and an outstanding running back.
Oh, yeah.
How many teams can say that?
Hey, I'm telling you, those 2 guys are special. They work well together. Kobe Tompkins, has been a starter since his sophomore year, since I took over his sophomore year, so he'll be a 3-year starter by the time it's said and done with, and he's really a dual threat quarterback. He can throw the deep ball, intermediate passes, got real good arm, but also he's got, he can beat you with his legs too.
Talk about that running back you have.
Yes,
is he the best in the state?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm very fond of him. I'm a little biased, but he's one of the best players, I would say, in the nation. He's a special young man. Jaden Duke Scott, I think a lot of folks are, aware of who he is. Jaden had over 30 offers, and I think he still had close to 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns.
That is incredible, man.
About 5 games, 4.5, 5 games. So, an incredible player. He's smart. He really embodies what a student athlete should be all about. He's an example for it.
What do you have in the defensive backfield? What do you have in the interior? Because the interior wins games, right, defense and offense.
Hey, I'm an O-line coach, so I'm gonna always say the O-line. The game's won in the trenches with the O-line, D-line. But starting with the defensive side of the ball, but we got some talented guys that's gonna step up. In the secondary, we got Malik Caswell. He'll be a 3-year starter. He's been starting since he was a sophomore. He'll come up and he'll lay the wood. He'll hit you. And so he has about 5-6 offers and free safety for us. And then Kenneth Robbins, he come in, he's transferred in, so we expect him to do big things as well. His nickname is Corvette. He can fly, so got good size. 6 foot, around 190, 195. So we're expecting him to do big things back there. At linebacker, we got we got All-State linebacker Jeffrey Smoot. He's in the middle, so he does he shuts down things and come up, tackles well. And then our D-line, we're pretty talented at the D-line position. 3 out of 4 of the guys has scholarship opportunities.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So we got Cam Reese. He's I call him sack master. He had 15 and a half sacks his sophomore season. Then he had another 15 last year. And so he's got several offers. And then the other defensive end, Kyle Green, George Sutherland has offered him. He's the same way, 11, 12 sacks both of his years, starting as a sophomore. And then in the middle, we got Dylan Manuel, 3 technique. He has 4 or 5 offers as well. And he's an explosive player. Can really, demand a double team, and he does a great job getting to the ball and defeating blocks. Then we got a few other guys at the nose position I'd like to mention, Omar Lopez and Makai Webb. Both of those guys are outstanding players as well for us. But I got to give a lot of credit to our offensive line. We got Amari Grayson. He's kind of the leader of that group. He's got around 20, 25 offers, 6'3", about 300 pounds. So he plays tackle boards. But a lot of the colleges are looking at him at center or guard on the next level. But I think West Virginia has offered him, and Maryland. Those are some of his offers. I try to let those guys decide. Try to let him decide where he wants to go. But I know West Virginia's top, and Maryland's up there, and some of the other schools.
Well, tell them to hold off, man, because I've been sending film to the coaches at University of Minnesota for a number of years, and if you look at the roster, you'll see that there are a number of kids from Georgia on the roster. Right. We would love to get the top kids out of Georgia, but it's kind of hard to compete against Georgia and Alabama. So I've had the University of Minnesota at Stockbridge before. When you had the receiver that went over to Georgia Tech and a couple other players.
Yes, sir.
We were trying our best to get that kid. Just know, man, that the Golden Gophers will be watching Stockbridge, man, this year. Yes. Well, you know what I like about your team, man, and watching the film, I see a bunch of swag, man, and confidence. You have to have that to be a football player, to be an athlete, to be a winner. You can't win without swag and confidence.
Right. You're right about that. We got to believe. We got to believe we're going to win a state championship. And, so that's a big word. And that's a big thing that I preach on about, anything we're going to do, not just on the football field, but in life. You got to believe, and you got to set goals, and you got to see those goals through. And so the belief is there, and then I try to let guys be themselves and play with that swag and confidence. I just feel like you gotta have that in today's game.
You can't play this game without swag and confidence. Right. This is a man sport.
Right.
And every time you line up, it's mano a mano. The guy in front of you is trying to take yours, and you're trying to take his. Who's going to come out on top? That's how you got to look at every single play.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. And we try to create that energy, at practice, and, kind of create that environment where they can, have fun and fly around. And I really believe that we get more out of our guys when we do that. They take it up a notch.
You know why you went deep into the playoffs last year? Because you instill confidence in your players. Players can look at you and can tell that we have to win.
Right.
I got to dominate this player. I can't go back to the sideline and look my coach in the eye. That's the reason why you went deep into the playoffs last year, and that's the reason why you're probably going to win the championship this year.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate that. And that's, little things. I harp on the little things sometimes. And I know some of my coaches and some of the players like, man, why is he on us? Why we got to clean up after our trash? Why we got to keep our locker room clean?
Habit.
It's a habit. You know, if you're going to be a winner, you're going to win in everything you do.
You win by doing the little things, and that's what Lou Holtz told me. He was my coach in college.
Oh wow, that's great.
Man, I learned everything I learned about life. I learned from Lou Holtz. The first thing he told me was, you treat other people the way you want to be treated.
Yes, sir.
And the thing about Lou Holtz made you feel like you were the best.
Right.
He made us feel like we were the best team in the country. You were the best player at your position. He made you feel that way. Played Clemson in the Liberty Bowl. Clemson was loaded, man.
Gotcha.
In Louisiana.
Yes,
We traveled from Minnesota to Louisiana. We spanked that behind because of what Lou Holtz instilled.
Right.
You have to believe you're a winner. It doesn't matter if they have the best player in the country on the other team.
Right.
He can't beat you by himself. If you have 11 players that believe they can win, you're going to win.
Right. And that's, you know, you talk about that deep run with Coach Witt and, you know, those years before. You know, that's what we knew we were going to win. And we're getting back to that at Stockbridge.
Your first game will be August 19th at Morehouse College.
Yes, sir.
And you will be facing off against Douglas County?
Douglas County, yes, sir. Douglas County. And so we owe them a little bit. They beat us my first year. We played them early at their place. And so this year, you know, some of those guys, you know, a lot of those guys, sophomores, they remember that game. So we're good. You're looking for some great competition against them. So we're excited about getting a chance to play them again.
State championship?
That's the goal. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All the way.
I look forward to supporting you, man. I look forward to being there. I'm coming to Mercedes-Benz, man, because I'm feeling that this is the year Stockbridge is going to win it all.